የሀገር ለምለም ነው። በቃ ሌላ ሰው የለም።
Greetings and welcome to the pharaonic village. Hassan Regev, who wanted to recreate an ancient Egyptian village on the banks of the Nile with as authentic an environment as possible. The village is surrounded by an extensive papyrus plantation, which not only reproduces the ancient surroundings, but also, along with the hundreds of trees which were planted around the village, provides an effective screen to isolate this glimpse of Egypt's ancient past from sights and sounds of modern life. The pharaonic village covers an area of 32 acres, where people dressed in the clothes of ancient times.
I love it. We are from Ethiopia.
Ethiopia?
Yeah.
Russia. Ethiopia.
Perform their daily tasks in agriculture, industry, religious affairs and home life, using replicas of the tools and instruments of the ancient Egyptians. When Dr. Abdusalam Regev took over the village from his father, he expanded it with 10 special museums, covering such varied subjects as mummification, ancient boats, the Coptic and Islamic periods, and the life of President Nasser. Dr. Abdusalam has made that making paper from papyrus was lost until about 30 years ago, when Dr. Hassan Regev started this papyrus plantation and rediscovered the art after many years of research. Papyrus was also used for making boats, mats and sandals, and the lower part of the stem was sometimes eaten as a vegetable. The papyrus plant was the symbol of Lower Egypt, the northern part of the country, while the lotus flower was the symbol of Upper Egypt. As well as being prized for its perfume, the lotus symbolized resurrection to the ancient Egyptians because the flower opens when the life-giving sun is out and closes when the sun sets, green or black. According to the legend of Osiris, he was a king of Egypt who was foully murdered by his brother Seth, who was jealous of Osiris' popularity. Seth tore Osiris' body into 14 pieces, which he scattered throughout Egypt. Isis, Osiris' faithful wife, searched the country for the pieces of her husband's body, and then brought him back to life, after which she conceived her son Horus, who was eventually to avenge his father's murder. Isis, the sister and wife of Osiris, has her son Horus on her knee. Isis was worshipped all over Egypt as a mother goddess who typified the faithful wife and devoted mother. In the early centuries AD, the cult of Isis was taken to Europe by Roman soldiers who had served in Egypt. The most famous temple of Isis can be visited nowadays on the island of Philae at Aswan. Horus, the falcon god, in his earliest form was the god of aerial space, with the sun and moon as his two eyes. Later he was regarded as the son of Isis and Osiris, who avenged his father's death by fighting with his uncle Seth. Ammon was the god of the ancient city of Thebes, where Luxor stands today. He first came to prominence in the Middle Kingdom around 1900 BC, and during the New Kingdom from 1550 onwards became the king of the gods, because he was the god of the Theban kings who drove out the Hyksos, the Asiatic rulers who had ruled Egypt for 150 years. The largest ancient temple in the world, the Great Temple of Karnak in Luxor, was dedicated to the god Ammon. These weeping willow trees helped to create the ancient Egyptian atmosphere and screen the village from its modern surroundings. Thutmosis III was one of the greatest generals of ancient times. He succeeded to the throne of Egypt at about 8 years of age, but was supplanted by his stepmother, Queen Hatshepsut, who ruled as pharaoh for the next 22 years. During this time, Thutmosis trained in the priesthood and the army. As pharaoh, he carried out 17 military campaigns in Western Asia and extended the frontiers of the Egyptian Empire to their furthest limits. Standing in the water is a Nilometer, a gauge used by the ancient Egyptians to measure the rise of the annual flood, which occurred every summer. This enabled tax assessors to estimate the revenue from the grain